Dea, thank you so much for hopping on with me today. This is so exciting. You are going to be at national finals so soon. It's going to be here before we know it. But I want to know about your start in the program. How did you learn about it in the first place, about Distinguished Young Women, and why did you decide to join the program?
Yeah, of course. So I had actually known nothing about it to begin with, but ever since I first participated in my very first national program last summer called the Bank of America Student Leaders Program, I had really loved the experience. And I wanted to kind of dip my toes more into different kinds of national programs and larger scale programs where you get to interact with others and learn outside of my home city that I've grown up in all my life. So, as I was scrolling through various opportunities one day, I had come across this Distinguished Young Woman of Massachusetts program, and I was like, "This is new and like unnoticed to me." So, the more I looked into it, the more I started to enjoy like what it stood for and how it works. So, I made an account, started filling in all those fields, and I had actually gone a little bit overwhelmed by the amount of paperwork that went along with it. So, I kind of put it on the back burner. And then fast forward to mid senior year, I had searched up my name to just kind of see what would come up, and I saw that my account was like showing up as being listed as a participant. And in my brain, I was like, you know what? Maybe it's fate. I'm already a participant. There's no excuse not to participate. So I went ahead with the paperwork, and once I got the information that I had passed the at-large program, I just started to prepare for states, and I was like, you know what? Let's try it.
And the rest is history. And now you're gearing up to come to Mobile, Alabama to perform, or, well, I guess you're performing, but to participate in the National Finals program, the 68th National Finals program, which is a huge feat. You should be very proud of yourself. All of the girls who are now participants and the few that are remaining to get named. It's incredible. You're talented, you're successful, and there's still so much to learn and grow and experience once you get to nationals. So the it's just getting started for you. This is just the beginning, which is so exciting to say. So, um, I've been curious about all of the new participants and the state winners. Why was this of interest to you? Was it the scholarship side of things? Was it the learning new things about yourself? Was it the learning new skills side of things? Is there something that really stood out to you? I mean, most majority of the girls, this is how they're going to college. This is what they're hoping to gain from it is to get higher education, which is, of course, what we provide, but there's so much more to take away from the program. Is there anything that really stood out to you specifically about it that you were like, I'm actually gonna give it a shot?
Yeah, so it's kind of similar to what I mentioned earlier about that idea of kind of getting that exposure
Hmm.
because I've lived in one zip code my entire life. So I always like jump at the opportunity to just see something new and experience something new. And that is what first drew me to the program and what had got me kind of hooked onto it. But what really kept me to stay was this as much as women empowerment that it had involved with it because I would love to go into politics and government later in the future. And part of that is very heavily rooted in feminism and how to uplift other women in these sorts of fields and in this future with where we're heading. And the more I learned about how DYW kind of uplifts these women that participate and how at its core it is to support women and in their higher education or in their life skills. And it's something that I not only just want to take part in, but also something I want to kind of amplify and even just bring back to where I'm from and kind of implement that in my home city.
Yeah, I mean, having those goals and knowing sort of where you want to see yourself in the future is a great start. And it's a start that a lot of people really don't know. They don't know where they want to go. They get to college, they have one major, and they decide, that's not for me. Let me try something else. And then they just switch it until they find it. So knowing that part of you is you're already in the lead in a sense. You're already like doing the good stuff and figuring it out. So kudos to you on that. I think that's a really great start. Um, and a lot about this program is just getting started. A lot of people are too scared to do that, so they don't take that leap, and they chicken out or they talk themselves out of it and they say they're not good at good enough for it. They don't have a talent, or they're not smart enough, or they're not pretty enough. A lot of people think that this is a pageant, and it's so much more than that. It's a pageant format of sorts, but it's so much more than that. We want to know your brain and how you carry yourself. And so what would you tell those girls who maybe are scared or they don't have that confidence to get started, to encourage them and say, "Hey, you can do this. This is fun, actually."
Yeah. So I being someone who had almost kind of had that same experience where I was like this close to chickening out just because it was overwhelming, or even just the idea that the timing of the competition was about to be super almost overwhelming for me because it's like I was like, oh, I'm not gonna have enough time to make up on work. And I was this close to not participating, but in the end, I did. And I've gained so much from it, not just from becoming the state representative, but also just the experiences that I had through that weekend. Because I had only spent 2 days with these girls, and I had still gone so, so close to them. And we still talk. And it's just the experiences that I had were so life-changing that no matter what, don't let your thoughts get to you, because you should be taking up any opportunity that comes across you, because you never know what will happen. Even if you don't win, or even if you're worried about not winning, you should still have that experience and should still gain that sort of membership and that sort of sisterhood that comes along with it. Because even during my time at the program, I had seen how much even just participants keep coming back to the program in the future. It has a very strong network of alum for the program, and that by itself was so empowering and so amazing to see. So seeing that you have that support and that kind of experience just shows that you just go ahead and do it, because if you let your thoughts get to you, you're gonna miss all. I think there's a quote, you're gonna miss 100% of the shots you take. So you should just keep going ahead and do it, because at least you tried and at
Yeah,
least kind of had that experience, because no matter what, that's all that matters.
exactly. And yeah, just like you said, you're gonna miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, so might as well try. And that's another part of this program is that despite what you win financially for your scholarships, you're gaining so much more than that. You are winning so much more than that. You're developing so many new skills and making these connections and the networking, like you said. And it's a win-win for everybody. There is no losing in this. And I think that's the message that we want to really get out there and drive home to the people who may be apprehensive about signing up or a little nervous because they don't think they have a talent, or all of the things, the laundry list of excuses that we all come up with when we're afraid to do something. And it's nice to hear um, that you were scared but you still did it, and that's going to give somebody else encouragement and hope, and maybe change their mind. So
Just
keep
do it.
spreading that message, exactly. And just letting everybody know that this it may sound hard, it may be hard, but you're going to learn so much and gain so much from it in the process. And um, it's going to be like that when you come to finals. It may be challenging and hard at times, but it's also going to be so fun. You're going to create so many more memories than you came with, and you're going to meet a girl from every state. So it's going to be so very cool. Um, and after finals, you're going to be off to college. So do you have any plans for that? You said a couple of fields were of interest to you. Is that what you're hoping to sort of major in? Do you have a college picked out? Are we still deciding?
So I'm still like smack dab in the middle of the college admissions process.
Okay.
So I have just kind of finished my interview, so now all that's left is for the decisions. But as I mentioned before, I would love to go into government and politics, and that includes like a myriad of schools. Like I hope there's Harvard, Princeton, and UPenn, and I'm just waiting on those. But they're definitely schools that I see myself participating more into government and public policy, and just overall a career in public service.